Sat by the window, grey clouds up above, will it rain today? The world's waking up and I feel I'm missing a brand new day. I lost my home today. I lost my home today. I wanna take away the night. I wanna leave behind all the echoes of the day. Don't wanna be weak, but I'm hopeful for this year. I will sleep tonight. Put on my black jeans, open the top drawer. Who will I be today? An overdone man with too many plans and a need for change. I lost myself today. I lost myself today. I wanna take away the night. I wanna leave behind all the echoes of the day. Don't wanna be weak, but I'm hopeful for this year. I will sleep tonight. But maybe it's hard for a soul. Maybe it's hard for a soul. Maybe it's hard for a soul. Maybe it's hard. I am able, I am willing, I am hopeful, I am stronger, I am patient, I am grateful.
So that's a track called Asleep Tonight, which is also the brand new single from Rob Murphy, and the man himself joins me in the studio. Welcome.
Thanks very much for getting us on.
So tell us all about the new single then.
So the new single called Sleep Tonight is the title track from the album, which we released nearly 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, which was also called Sleep Tonight. So this will probably be the last single from this album. We've released 3 or 4 from it. So this song itself, we've actually teamed up with the Samaritans to release it, and we're donating all the money that we receive from it to the Samaritans. It's quite a long song itself. It's about 6.5 minutes,
right.
Which is not your usual radio edit pop song. But the Ulster String Quartet were involved in this album, and they feature quite heavily in this song. The song and the album actually has themes throughout it of mental health issues and positivity and getting through the stresses of life and sort of working towards hope. And this song itself is probably one of the most prominent on it about that. During the album recording, my mother had passed away, and she had dealt with mental illness for many years. So this came at a time where it was quite hard for me to continue, but I wanted to push through it. And now 4 or 5 years later, I'm able to talk about it and hopefully then give back, and maybe other people will get something from this, some kind of awareness of mental health. We released an animation with this as well by Maria Beckfar, and this project, the animation and the release, actually started about 2 years ago. We had to work closely with the Samaritans as they have certain guidelines to go with, and weirdly, whenever we're coming to the release, there was various actually musicians who have committed suicide, and it was just it came at a time where it actually meant more to release this. And mental health is everywhere. It affects everyone, but we don't seem to talk about it. And it is hard to understand unless you've had experience from it. So yeah, it is a prominent time to do it. So hopefully, doing a bit, this will maybe do something.
I suppose the best way to do it is through music, because everybody reacts to music in some way, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. People use music in various ways, and they're into it in various sort of levels. Even if it's just that you enjoy it and it's a break from the normal and you have a good time, that's great. But the music we write is primarily lyrical, so hopefully people who are into lyrics and maybe had a tough time can relate to the music element, but also the lyrical element, and we always try to portray an element of hope near the end of the song.
So over the past 4 or 5 years, you've really been gathering momentum. You're getting lots of great reviews, picking up a good fan base as well. Was it a hard struggle to get to that stage?
Yes, it always is a hard struggle. Being an unsigned artist, and this, I try to make this my main thing, but I also have to work and pay bills. Music, doesn't really do that, unfortunately, at this stage. So the past couple of years, we've been gigging as much as we can, creating a lot of content, video and audio, and this is all self-funded. And then we also tour each year. We go to Netherlands. This year we're going to Netherlands and Germany, and I think Copenhagen as well. We do as many gigs as we can here. So we're just amping up. We're building up, and as this is the last single from that album, and we're moving into new songs and maybe something that'll be a bit more accessible to people. We just thought we'd give this a massive push to promote the song and the album, and obviously that's how music works. Some people come on board that haven't heard of me before, and then can go back. And this is the second album, Sleep Tonight, so they can go back to the first album, which was more experimental and me sort of playing around in the studio by myself. And then hopefully we'll take that to another level each time as more people get interested.
So was music always a huge part of your life right from a young age?
Yeah, definitely. As a kid, I remember my mum and dad playing a lot of songs on the record player. I remember my granda always sitting in the corner listening to record on his player, which we actually have now. I remember my mum setting out pots and pans for me and a couple of spoons, and I'm playing away on that there, probably creating a racket. And then as I moved through primary school and high school, I started to take lessons in trumpet and some brass instruments. Got a keyboard for Christmas. My brother started playing guitar then, and I thought that was much more cool than the trumpet, so I grabbed that off him and started playing it, and then it became my first instrument. And there's been periods of my life where I've moved away from music, but I always seem to gravitate back to it. Whether or not I'm trying to promote it, I'll always come back to music.
And what about songwriting? Where did that start?
I've always been interested in songs and lyrics, and that always drew me in. But when I first started off, it was more music, and I was involved in bands, but maybe I was the bassist or in the back, sort of back from the limelight, I guess, and writing. And then my first songs, even for years, were just quite gibberish and sort of just firing out things and getting ideas out. But as I progressed through the years, I sort of realised that it's a way to convey my own message and thoughts and feelings, and a way for me to deal with issues, but then also that can be portrayed by other people, either by the similar thing I'm thinking of, but also you can take a song and it can mean something completely different to you, but it has as much meaning. So I've always been into songs that touch me in a way, and that's naturally then the music that I seem to create.
And who would have been your big influences?
When I was younger, it was actually I was a lot into Brian Kennedy. I loved his songs and his his writing and Van Morrison, and then Mum and Dad would have played a lot of 60s and 70s music on the record player. And then as I got more into songwriting, I was into David Gray quite a lot, his lyrics. But really all types of music, bands. I was into late 90s, was into trance music. I went to Ibiza and did all that scene. And then I'm into bands. I was in a band as well called The Minority, and we were a rock band and played electric guitar in it, and we were quite loud. And then now I'm listening to a lot of things. I'll put on classical FM, listen to that. I can listen to ambient music, but I'll always be drawn back to anything lyrical. It seems to be the main focus. Even if there's a line in a song that does something to me, that's where I will gravitate towards.
So what are plans for the rest of the year now? You're thinking about the next album?
We actually have some recordings and demos already made that we've been working on the past couple of years. So they're sort of ready in place, and I'll probably release something reasonably quickly, get something new out, maybe an EP to test the waters, and keep writing, working with the band, and then, like I say, I've got a couple of festivals coming up and more gigs, and just keep pushing and trying to find new ways to move forward.
So any gigs we should know about then?
The next gig here is for a company called Pop-Up, and it's the 2nd of July. It's a Monday night. It's a free gig in Love and Death, and that's an acoustic gig with some other acts, and it's actually visual and audio recorded as well, so that should be a good intimate gig.
Okay, before you go, you do one more song for us.
We'll do another song from the album. It wasn't a single, but it's a great track, I think, and we had good feedback from it, and it's a song called A Good Place for us.
Okay, here we go. Let's hear A Good Place then.
Light, a flickering light, a glass that shields the light, not an off switch on a cord. A glow, a golden glow, the warmth can fuel your soul, not a dial on a wall. They're sending signals on a line. Good news matures over time. With their hands by their sides, no distractions on the mind. It was a good place for them. It's a good place for us. It's just right. The warmth could hold you tight. A hood that will feel the rain. Kids playing safely in the street. Real times where people truly meet. With their hands by their sides, no distractions on the mind. It was a good place for them. It's a good place for us. And I say this all as if there wasn't any pain. Good things have come from us, much we have gained. But there's a light in my heart. Still flickers in that glass. Maybe this'll pass. It was a good place for them. It's a good place for us.